Yesterday, we learned about a whistleblower, a nurse, working at a Georgia Immigrations and Customs Enforcement ICE facility, leveling, honestly, ghastly allegations, chief among them that women in that facility, migrant women, say that a doctor was performing unauthorized hysterectomies on immigrant women detained at that facility, which, again, is privately run. Now, you might have seen this story zipping around social media, understandably, and the allegations come from a formal complaint that was actually filed with the watchdog at the Department of Homeland Security.
In the high-stakes world of broadcast journalism, where the pursuit of truth often collides with the pressures of ratings and rapid reporting, a recent lawsuit has sent shockwaves through the industry. At the center of the legal storm stands Rachel Maddow, one of America's most prominent news anchors, and her employer, NBCUniversal. The case, stemming from a controversial story about alleged medical malpractice in an ICE detention center, has ignited a fierce debate about journalistic integrity, the responsibilities of media personalities, and the future of news reporting.
If the Fox News channel is insufficiently pro-Trump for you, you may or may not know that there's another boutique little news outlet that is designed specifically for Trump mega fans. It's called One America News Network. The Trump White House gave this little boutique outfit a hard pass for access to the White House grounds and a permanent seat in the White House briefing room. Remember when the White House used to hold press briefings?
Rachel Maddow's past lawsuit and victory. In 2019, Rachel Maddow, the popular liberal host of MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show, was sued for defamation by the conservative media network One America News Network, OANN. The lawsuit centered around comments Maddow made about an OANN employee also working for the Kremlin-backed news outlet Sputnik. On her July 22, 2019 broadcast, Maddow told viewers that OANN, quote, really literally is paid Russian propaganda. She based this claim on a Daily Beast article reporting that one of OANN's reporters, Christian Rouse, was also writing for Sputnik News, which has ties to the Russian government. Maddow argued it was, quote, the most obsequiously pro-Trump right-wing news outlet in America really literally is paid Russian propaganda. OANN sued Maddow, NBCUniversal, and MSNBC for $10 million, stating that Maddow's comments were malicious and cost OANN licensing agreements with TV providers. They claimed Maddow implied OANN's news reporting was Russian propaganda too, not just what Rouse wrote separately for Sputnik on the side. In 2020, a federal judge in San Diego threw out the lawsuit on the grounds that Maddow was clearly offering up her own unique opinion based on the facts. Her paid Russian propaganda statement was seen as typical hyperbole expected from a partisan news host, not as a factual claim meant to be taken literally. The First Amendment protected this type of opinion and rhetorical statement, even if controversial and potentially damaging. Maddow hailed the dismissal of the $10 million lawsuit as a victory for free speech. On her August 7, 2020 broadcast, after the ruling, Maddow argued the case was without merit from the start and that OANN only intended the lawsuit to try to intimidate her and burden her with legal fees. She told viewers this is what authoritarian regimes try to do to the free press. By standing up to OANN's bullying, Maddow believed she helped defend the First Amendment rights of all media personalities to express opinions without the fear of expensive defamation lawsuits. The judge's ruling was seen as affirming the leeway given to partisan news hosts to use provocative language stating opinions, as long as they are not intentionally spreading false information. Maddow's victory discouraged similar lawsuits trying to stifle forceful rhetoric from opinionated cable news hosts on both the left and the right.
Now we have arrived at the next chapter in this same story. And I'm not going to dance around it. I'm just going to say it. And I guess we should have seen it coming, but still, it's a shock. A nurse who works at an ICE detention facility in Georgia has just contributed to a whistleblower complaint. She says that in her time working at this ICE detention facility, it's a detention center in Irwin County, Georgia. She says that immigrant women at that facility have told her they have routinely been sent to a gynecologist who has performed unnecessary procedures on them, including hysterectomy.
The new allegations against Maddow. In September 2020, a whistleblower complaint from Dawn Wooten, a nurse at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, detention center in Georgia, ignited a firestorm of media coverage. Wooten alleged that mass hysterectomies were being performed on immigrant women at the facility, a claim that quickly caught the attention of major news outlets, including MSNBC and its star host, Rachel Maddow. The allegations were explosive. Wooten's complaint painted a disturbing picture of a detention center where women were allegedly subjected to unnecessary gynecological procedures without their full consent or understanding. The central figure in these allegations was Dr. Mahendra Amin, a gynecologist who worked at the facility and was dubbed the uterus collector by subsequent media reports. Maddow, known for her passionate and often dramatic delivery of news stories, seized upon the allegations. Despite reportedly harboring initial doubts about the veracity of the claims, Maddow chose to cover the story on her primetime show. According to court documents, Maddow, quote, initially questioned the reports and expressed concerns about jumping to conclusions, but these reservations did not prevent her from presenting the allegations to her millions of viewers. In her coverage, Maddow, along with other MSNBC hosts, including Nicole Wallace and Chris Hayes, reported on the whistleblower's claims. They presented the allegations as a shocking expose of human rights abuses within the U.S. immigration system. The coverage was extensive and emotive, with Maddow's characteristic style of commentary amplifying the gravity of the accusations. The term uterus collector began to circulate, a provocative label that quickly became associated with Dr. Amin and the ICE facility. As the story gained traction, the impact was immediate and far-reaching. Democratic senators called for investigations, and public outrage swelled. The narrative of mass hysterectomies performed on vulnerable immigrant women resonated deeply with viewers. But beneath the surface, doubts simmered. Christopher Skoll, an NBC News producer, sent an email expressing serious concerns about the validity of the claims. He pointed out discrepancies in the numbers and urged caution in reporting. These internal misgivings, however, did little to stem the tide of coverage. As the dust began to settle, a more nuanced picture emerged. Subsequent investigations revealed that Dr. Amin had performed only 2 hysterectomies over a period of 3.5 years at the facility. This stark contrast to the narrative of mass hysterectomies would later become a crucial point in the legal battle that unfolded. The current lawsuit. In the aftermath of the ICE detention center controversy, the story took an unexpected turn. Dr. Mahendra Amin, the gynecologist at the center of the allegations, emerged from the shadows of accusation to become the plaintiff in a high-stakes legal battle. His target was NBCUniversal, the media giant behind MSNBC and its cadre of prime-time hosts who had broadcast the explosive claims about his practices. The lawsuit, seeking a staggering $30 million in damages, landed like a bombshell in the world of media law. The doctor's legal team crafted a defamation case that would test the limits of journalistic protection and the responsibility of news organizations in handling sensitive stories. As the case made its way through the legal system, it caught the attention of Judge Lisa Godbey Wood. Known for her meticulous approach, Judge Wood delved deep into the intricacies of the case, producing a comprehensive 108-page ruling that sent shockwaves through the media landscape. Her decision identified several statements made during MSNBC's coverage as verifiably false, a determination that opened the door for the lawsuit to proceed. The ruling placed Rachel Maddow and her colleagues in an uncomfortable spotlight. The case now hinges on the notoriously difficult-to-prove standard of actual malice, a legal concept requiring evidence that the defendants knew their statements were false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. This high bar, established to protect press freedom, has shielded many journalists from defamation claims in the past. But the detailed nature of Judge Wood's ruling suggests the case might navigate these treacherous legal waters differently. Now it's time to hear from you. What's more important in journalism, being first with a story or being 100% accurate? Let us know in the comments section below.